Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Stone Storytelling with Rex, wherein I get stoned and I tell you stories. Simple concept. Um, this is episode 11. It's also going to be a continuation of episode 10. Episode 10 was the origins of my mustache, and episode 11 is the origins of Rex Wax, which is my company. Um, so, Rex Wax, well, actually, I get ahead of myself. Before I get started, the all-important getting stoned. Now, I just finished telling the other story, so I still have my storytelling flannel on. I'm still representing the Louisiana Beard and Facial Hair Association here. Because they're a fun bunch of dudes. And I'm still enjoying what's left of my St. Archer IPA. Tasty little beer from San Diego. I can't say San Diego without thinking of Ron Burgundy. Fucking asshole. Okay. So, we're still enjoying the mystery nug run wax butter stuff. Ooh, that's a mighty dab. All right, this is some pretty tasty business. Really great scent. Very clean, very well purged. So, whoever made this, well done, sir or madam. Still rocking the shitty little oil rig here that we picked up on Haight Street in San. Wow, dude. Sorry, I just have to stop for a moment there. I've been using the Royal We. Total dick move. Still using shitty little oil rig that I picked up on Haight-Ashbury. Well, I didn't get it on Haight-Ashbury because that's an intersection. I got it on Haight Street. Forgive me. This is like my second or third video today. Really want to get a new oil piece here so I can get one of those awesome domeless nails and pick up a sweet e-nail from Disorderly Connections. Check them out on Instagram. E-nail is just so handy. Used to have a great vaporizer pen until my soon-to-be mother-in-law threw it away because she saw it in pieces. It screws apart and thought that it was broken. Put it in the garbage. Okay. It's probably a relatively short story since it's kind of a continuation of the other. So as we heard in episode 10, profound heartbreak, traumatic loss, 2 weeks of me not moving or eating or showering, shaving, anything like that, results apparently in the growth of a mustache where none had been able to grow before. It's always this joke that I kind of make with people that, you know, guys come up to me like, oh man, I wish I could grow a mustache like that. And I look at them like, well, how old are you? And they go, oh, I'm 22. And I chuckle a little bit because I knew when I was 22, this is all that happened. And I say, well, you know what? You're young still, you have plenty of time to have your heart broken. And they look at me and they're like, Oh, you'll understand one day. So, brings us to where we are here. Moving on with my life. At this point, I've lost all my friends. I've lost my girlfriend. I've lost a child. I've lost another child. And I lost my job. So I had to go and start out brand new with everything. Got a new job, and I'm working at a restaurant, bar, rock venue kind of a thing. And I had been... I used the Clubman mustache wax that I bought at the drugstore for a little bit, because it was the only mustache wax that I could find. And it's atrocious on so many levels. It smells horrible. It doesn't hold very well. I mean, I was living in Portland where it rains all the time. There's constant humidity, and everyone drinks beer and coffee constantly. So my mustache was always just hanging in my mouth and making me look like a schlub. Much like now. No. Oh. Fun thing I forgot to mention. I'm actually going to be waxing my mustache while I tell this story with good old Rex Wax. So I'm working at this rock venue, bar, restaurant, and been using the Clubmans, and I just can't handle it anymore, and I finally found a brand that was made in Oregon, called Oregon Wild Hair, made by some lovely folks down in southern Oregon there, and found that I could purchase their wax at a shop in town. So I zipped on over and purchased a tin, took it home, waxed up, and I was in love. I had this gentle kind of musk scent, and it was really easy to scoop out of the tin. I was just pleased as punch. And I used it for quite some time. As my mustache started to get longer, I realized, though, that the Oregon Wild Hair just wasn't gonna cut it for me. At least not as something to get the hold that I was looking for. It was still a great mustache wax, and I used it as my base layer to just kind of condition the hair and get it ready to accept more mustache wax. And that's when I learned about a mustache wax from, I believe, Florida, called Firehouse Mustache Wax. And I purchased a tin of their Wacky Tacky. And it was great stuff. It was some hard-ass mustache wax, brother, I tell you what. And I really enjoyed it. And so I now had 2 tins of mustache wax, and I felt like, kind of a boss rocking around with these 2 tins of mustache wax in my pocket. And I can't see my mustache. There we go. Oh, it's going down. Got this little end that gets longer than the others. I always hate to trim it. Sometimes you got to. But I was enjoying those 2 mustache waxes very much. And then one day, I ran out. And I ran out at a really unfortunate kind of period in the month, because I had just paid rent and just paid a bunch of bills, and I had about $25 or $30, and that was all the money that, unless I just had some really good tip nights. Yeah, there we go. And I was a host at this place, so it's not like I was a server where I was guaranteed to be making money. there were a lot of nights where I just didn't make anything except for my wage. So unless I had a bunch of really good tip nights, I was going to be looking at only having $30 for 2 weeks to feed my cats and get me to work and get me home and feed me and, maybe buy a beer or, get some weed to smoke after work, something like that. And, you know, you just can't be looking like a hobo. So I purchased some components and I made up some mustache wax. And that night and the next couple nights I took tins of mustache wax to work and I sold them and gave them away and I made a couple $100. And I still had a bunch of stuff to make mustache wax left over. Ooh, you can use it in your eyebrows too. You can put it on your skin because it's good shit. So, there's how you wax your mustache using Rex wax. Yeah, and so it was kind of from there that I realized that I might as well make a go of this and really do it. And at the time, when I started Rex Wax back in 2009, there were only a handful of mustache wax makers across the country. And I got to where I was on a first name basis with all of them. And I had either purchased or had traded products with pretty much every single one of them. And then in about 2012, seems everybody and their brother caught wind and jumped into the game. So it's an interesting realm, the mustache wax scene. But that's the birth of Rex Wax as a mustache wax business. Started out real small there, I mean, it's still basically just me. I include my fiance in the process now. But we were initially just in a handful of stores around Portland. But now we're in stores across the country, and I have distributors around the world, and yeah, sponsor competitions and donate to charities and all kinds of good shit. And it all started with some really, really, really mean girl doing some really, really mean stuff. So, let that be a lesson to all of you people who find yourselves getting your hearts broken and getting your lives shattered and your dreams dashed. That really, really shitty thing happening might be the impetus for something great. So, yay. That's the origins of Rex Wax. Check us out, gentlemanrex.com, for all your grooming needs.